is up, everyone? It's Movie Mouth, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different, and this is definitely going to be a long video, I think. But today I'm going to review Tristan Tales YouTube channel like it's a TV show. And I think there's a series I'm going to start where I start reviewing different YouTube channels and review them like they're an actual TV show with characters and seasons. And this is the first one I'm doing, so yeah. Let's get started. Alright guys, so if you don't know who Tristan Tales is, he used to be famous on Vine and things like Snapchat, Instagram videos, and he was also one of the first members on Team 10, which is why he started vlogging. And his first vlog was posted in 2017, February 5th, and it was titled, "Is This a Vlog?" In the first season of episode 1, we were introduced to the main character, Tristan Tales. And he introduces himself and shows his house and says he's going to start vlogging, although he is not ready or used to it yet, and he can barely even edit or teleport like Jake Paul can. Jake Paul has all these editing tricks that he cannot do, so he goes to the Team 10 house to learn from Jake Paul how to vlog, and Jake Paul teaches him.
Like your personality is really great, and you know, vlogging is mainly about personality. Well, after thumbnail and clickbait, it's mainly about personality.
I didn't write that down on this.
Yeah, write that down.
Let me think. Some main characters that show up here are Tristan Tales, Jake. The Martinez twins also show up, and Kayla, a girl that he knows that is, as you can see, very rich. She lives in a mansion, and she will be a very important character later on in different seasons. And yeah, so in the vlog what happens is, first he introduces himself, then he goes over to the Team 10 house to ask Jake Paul for help for vlogging. So Jake Paul starts trying to teach him tricks for a while. Then they go over to Newport to see his friend Kayla. They go around the mansion looking around for a little bit, exploring. Then they go out for breakfast. Then Jake Paul says he has to go to the YouTube headquarters, so Tristan jumps out of the car and goes with Kayla back to her house. Then after a while he ends up falling asleep and then ending the vlog. And that was episode 1. Alright, so in episode 2 what happens is, first he introduces himself again, then he talks about finding a family name, because back then vloggers all had family names, different names for the people that watch them. So he asks his fans which they be named. Then he goes to the Team 10 house once again. This time he has an idea for a challenge. Also, I forgot to mention he has a list of things to do and a list of how to become super famous. But that list isn't going to last long. I think it is only in season 1, and then it doesn't come back for the rest of the seasons. So, anyways, he goes over there and ends up doing a handcuff challenge with Jake Paul. And they do that for a while and end up building IKEA furniture for a baby crate, but it ends up falling apart in the end.
Freeze frame, ready? Freeze frame. Thumbnail.
Should we test it out?
Good thing we found out now. This is definitely not safe for babies. We should sue.
Then they start looking for the key, but they end up not being able to find it. They look around for a while, go to breakfast, still cannot find it. So they end up trying to saw it off with a buzzsaw. And then it turns out that Cade, another character that'll show up a lot in this season, stole the key and was hiding it from them. Also of note, Cade is, I think, one of 2 of the only people that ever prank Tristan Tales. Throughout the series, he'll always try to start pranks with other people, prank wars, because that used to be popular back then, but no one would ever prank him back except him and someone else who we'll talk about a little later. And it wasn't even him pranking him back, it was just a prank. But anyways, in the 3rd episode, Tristan says that he's going to get his revenge and prank Cade back for what he did. Alright, so in episode 3, he introduces himself once again and talks about the names and how many people came up with a bunch of names and how he wants us to vote for him in the next episode to see which one will be the vlog family name. Then he heads over to the Team 10 house to talk to Jake Paul about how he should get Cade back for pranking him in the last episode. So then he ends up figuring out a good idea that he should take a bunch of rat traps and put it around a table with Cade's camera on it, so Cade cannot get to his camera. He does this for a while. Let's see, some characters that are introduced. Tessa is introduced. Tessa Brooks is introduced in this episode, and she will be a very important character later on. And Alyssa Violet shows up in this episode.
You'll try to do a cartwheel over this.
Out of what?
Out of 2.
No, out of 5.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3, 2.
Oh.
2. Yeah!
If you're getting food, get some cheese.
Okay.
Get it? Because we're...
I get it. Oh, because you're hungry for cheese, right?
Yeah, that's why. What?
And I think this is the only vlog episode that she'll show up in, sadly. And Erica is in this episode, but she was also in the last episode, so I forgot to mention that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Oh yeah, Nick is also in this episode, and I think that's it for the characters introduced here. Anyways, after setting up all the rat traps, Cade ends up coming, and Tristan ends up realizing that he is actually the one that trapped, because he ended up putting all the rat traps around him, and now he can't escape. Then after running through a few of them and getting hurt, Cade ends up walking around them and grabbing his camera, not getting pranked at all. But then as he's walking out, one accidentally gets on his shoe and clips him, making the prank a success. And yeah, that's vlog 3. Alright, so vlog 4 is a different vlog kind of. This one doesn't really take place in the Team 10 house like usual. And this one, he kind of just hangs out with Tessa Brooks and learns how to dance in this episode. Then the rest of the episode is just kind of a montage of them dancing in different areas and stuff. And yeah, there's nothing much to say about this one except Tessa's back in this episode. And yeah, that's vlog 4. Alright guys, episode 5, the spooky episode. So in this episode, he introduces himself again, brings back out the list. This time he wants to do an overnight challenge, also very popular back then. So he goes to Jake Paul's house and has an idea. He wants to go to this place called the Insane Asylum, a place that Jake Paul will go to later on his vlogs. And I think he was twice in Jake Paul's vlogs. But anyways, when he first gets to the Team 10 house, he tries to scare everyone with silly string. He ends up getting scared by Nick and then getting Jake Paul and spraying him with the silly string. Then he asks Jake Paul if he wants to go to the overnight Insane Asylum. He says yes, but first he has to go sell a house. I think it's the Faye's house that he wants to go. See, at this time Jake Paul was doing a bunch of for sale houses videos where he just put a for sale sign in someone's house. And that's pretty cool that you can see where the vlogs on his end correlate with the Jake Paul vlogs. That's kind of cool. Anyways, after a while of driving around and going to that house, they end up going to the Insane Asylum with Jake Paul, Cade, Erica, and Tristan. They end up exploring around, some creepy stuff happens, they get scared, leave. They also have to sneak around security to just get in there, and they all make it out safely. And that would be the end of episode 5. Alright guys, so episode 6, he introduced himself. Then he tells us that, he has finally decided on which name the family name is going to be, and that everyone voted, and that the family vlog name for the vlog channel is the Trizzlers. So that's what he calls everyone from now on. And he goes to his list and says that he's going to give Tessa a birthday present for her birthday, and it's also going to be kind of a prank. What he's planning to do is have a glitter bomb go off when she walks out, and to have a mariachi band playing. So he goes over to the Team 10 house, and 2 new characters are introduced in this episode, Chance and Anthony. They're going to be new characters in the show, and he ends up setting up all the stuff while she's in the bathroom, and when she comes out, the glitter bomb goes off and the mariachi band starts playing, and she is super excited and says that it's the best birthday ever.
I like literally never had like a great birthday before. Like I've never done anything for it. This is already like the best birthday I've ever had.
Then once they go downstairs, they say that they're gonna spend the rest of the day together and hang out. And he's gonna end the vlog here so she can hang out with him. And that's pretty much it for episode 6. Alright, vlog 7. So in this vlog, he hears about how Jake Paul and the rest of the Team 10 members ended up getting scared by an alien in Jake Paul's vlog. So he has the idea to hire a makeup artist and turn himself into an alien. Then when he goes over to Team 10, he starts scaring people. Like, he tries to scare Nick, it doesn't work. He scares Tessa, she ends up falling, getting so scared. He ends up scaring Chance and Anthony's dates, which was another Jake Paul vlog. And he tries to scare a model, but she ends up not being scared at all somehow. And let me think, some characters introduced here was Jessica, and she will be a character a lot in this season. And he ends up going back home after all that and saying goodbye. And that is episode 7. Alright, so episode 8, titled What Happens in Coachella Stays in Coachella. What happens in this episode will be just a bunch of Coachella highlights. If anyone remembers that, all kinds of vloggers went there. And let me think about what happens. Nothing much really. Oh yeah, there's a Logan Paul character cameo. So a character from the Logan Paul show ends up making a cameo in this vlog, which is pretty cool. Things of note. Tristan ends up kissing Erica in the vlog. That's pretty crazy. Alex is introduced in this episode. Alex will be a main character throughout, I think, the entire Tristan Tales YouTube channel, so that's pretty cool. He's introduced here.
Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Snapchat.
Tessa Brooks, subscribe.
What's she doing?
And nothing else really happens. It's just highlights. I also want to say that for this vlog and the next few vlogs, we will not be seeing the Team 10 house or his regular house, you know, the regular places. These are vacation vlogs, so we'll be introduced to new characters and all kinds of new things. So yeah. Hey guys, I forgot to mention, by the way, that 2 very important characters show up in this episode. First of all, Izza Tales, which is Tristan Tales' sister. She'll be very important in later seasons. And Matt makes a first appearance here, and he'll also be very important in later seasons. Anyways, let's go to the next episode. Alright guys, episode 9. So, in this episode, titled Stranded on an Island with My Ex, he goes to Miami. I don't know why it's titled Stranded on an Island. He's not on an island. He's in Miami, but we end up meeting a character named Lacey, and I don't know if she'll ever come back in the videos, but she is in this one. Anyways, he hangs out with her and does a photo shoot with her, and also it's very hot outside, so he says he's gonna get her some water, gets her some water. Then he says he has a surprise for her. She closes her eyes and he ends up spraying her with a hose.
Problems, and currently your life problem is you're overheating. Trust me? Yeah. Great, close your eyes. Okay? Okay.
Oh my god!
That came out a lot faster than I thought. I thought it was like a mister.
Do I trust you? Oh my god!
But she ends up enjoying it because of how hot it is out there. Not much of note happens in this episode. They just do a bunch of montages of them doing a photo shoot, or them on the beach, or them swimming. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Yeah. Alright, episode 10. So in this episode, he ends up being in Puerto Rico now, and he's staying with his friend Kenny, a character that will be very important in later seasons, and ends up meeting this guy who tells them about a beach beyond the beach, you know, like a secret beach that no one knows about, and it's hard to get to. So they ask him how to get there, and he ends up telling them that they have to zip line to get there. Also, meeting this friend, they had to teleport there, and he ends up messing up a few times, teleporting them to places like the highway, an abandoned house. But anyways, they make it to the zip line, and they zip line down, and they realize that the zip line doesn't actually lead to the beach, so then they have to walk the rest of the way, and then finally make it to this secret beach. They have a montage of them on the beach, and then episode 10 ends. Alright, so vlog 11. And this episode is just kind of a merch thing. He's just showing off his merch the entire time because he's got merchandise that people can buy. So he gets Team 10 and everyone gets to wear the merch, and they do like a whole fashion show. Also, this is about the time that I think Tristan, Tails, and Tessa were being shipped together, and people wanted them to start dating because the title of the video is "We Have Exciting News," and it's him and Tessa together in the clickbait picture. So yeah, nothing really exciting happens in this episode. It's just them showing the merch. Alright guys, so vlog 12. In this episode, he ends up wanting to learn how to be Instagram famous, which is the title of the video. And he looks on his list, which that has it on there. So anyways, him, Jessica, and Alex go down the grove to take some pictures. First, they pick out what style they want, you know, look for clothes. Then they start taking the pictures, take pictures with other people in different places, you know. They get the Instagram pictures looking good. And then he goes back to the Team 10 house to let the Martinez twins look at them, and they rate if the pictures were good or bad, and they say that all the pictures were terrible. And not much else happens in this episode. So yeah, that's episode 12. Alright guys, so episode 13 starts off with him, Alex, and Jessica all in his house, and the title of the video is Setting Jake Paul's Room on Fire, Prank Gone Right. And what that means is, in the video he talks about how he knows some people that are very good at visual effects. So he gets them to make a video of him running out of Jake Paul's room with his room being set on fire. And he sends it to Jake Paul while he's at Disney filming his Bizarre Bark show, and he's at the Team 10 house. Then Jake Paul calls, freaking out, thinking it's actually real.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go, bro. But I just wanted to let you know. We can't, dude. The merch is gone, bro.
My house is on fire. I'll be on the set in a second. Jesus Christ.
Just hurry back. Hurry whenever you get off set.
Fuck.
So we have some time.
And Tristan acts all freaked out. It's like, no, stay at the set. We'll handle this. The fire department's here. They have sirens going off in the background. Anyways, Jake Paul comes back home, and he realizes it was all just a prank, and that Team 10 pranked him and Tristan pranked him. And Jake Paul says that he's gonna prank him back. And that's pretty much it for episode 13. Alright guys, so vlog 14. In this episode, he wants to get a shout out from Chance and Anthony, so he has a master plan to do it. He goes to the Team 10 house and ends up making a ransom note, that he wants $10 and a shout out, but they don't know who stole what he took, and what he took was their Xbox controllers. So he leaves the note and steals the Xbox controllers, but then he finds out that they actually had extra ones. So he tells them that there's more food downstairs. They walk down there to go get it. And then he takes the other remotes and then leaves another note saying that he took the other controllers. But they still don't know it's him. But they do, obviously. But they pretend they don't know it's him. Anyways, they go up to the roof and he's wearing a mask. And they give him the $10 and a shout out. At first they don't understand. They just say shout out. But then he says, he just says, let's just pick a random person, Tristan Tails, and then they say shout out to Tristan Tails, and he gets what he wants.
Where's the shout out? Alright. Shout out! No, you gotta shout out somebody. You gotta shout out to somebody! Shout out somebody! No, somebody like specific, off the top of my head. This is random, so random. But like, shout out like Tristan Tails. Yeah, that's a good one. Shout out to Tristan Tails! Why would we shout him out? Yeah.
He gives them back the controllers. And at the end of the vlog, they find out it's him, but they knew all along. And that's vlog 14. Alright guys, so episode 15, titled Chance Cheated on Tessa. See, at this time, Chance and Tessa were actually dating, so that's why the title is that. And vlog 15 is actually one of the gooder episodes, gooder isn't a word, my bad, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's very great. It's a good episode for this season, and it's a good idea. So what they do is they put on a bunch of disguise. They bring back that woman that did the alien makeup, and they wanted to make Tessa and Tristan look very different, so they can go into the crowd of fans right outside Jake Paul's house and just hang out without anyone knowing it's them. Because at this time, Jake Paul's address was leaked and everyone starts standing outside his house. Anyways, they do it and sneak out of the house. And some people realize it's them very quickly, but some people don't actually realize it's them and were actually shocked when they find out. So they just talk to the fans for a little bit, and then Jake Paul and the other Team 10 members roll up in the van. And most Team 10 members caught on when they saw them up close. At first they didn't realize it was them, but then when they walk in they realize it's them, except Chance, who didn't realize until they had to tell him that it was them. He's the only person that didn't realize. And he ends up kissing Tessa while she's in disguise, which is why the title is the title. Then once they're back in the Team 10 house, they take off their makeup and show the fans that it was them all along. And that was episode 15. Alright guys, so episode 16, we broke into a haunted house. In this episode, Tristan and Alex go to a haunted house, and what they do inside is they read Hooked text messages. Does anyone remember Hooked, the app? Where he read scary text messages. It was super popular. Apparently he was sponsored in this episode, so he reads a Hooked story called Candyman. Anyways, they read that for a while. It's pretty scary. And at the end of the video, they go to the mirror and actually do it. Say Candyman 5 times. And then what happens is just a terrible jump scare. And he's end up like, I got you guys. Oh my god, y'all fell for it. And then the video ends. So not much happens in this episode. Anyways, moving on. Alright guys, episode 17. In this episode, Tristan goes down to some studio to do a shoot for a TV show. Then after that, him and Kate go to the Team 10 house dressed in safari stuff, and they end up doing a nature documentary kind of thing where they pretend they're in a nature documentary and film all of the other Team 10 members. It's also funny to see that at this time Jake Paul was doing the video about his neighbors, and yeah, how he starts up is pretty funny. You know, he's super calm, and then he just pulls up his camera. He's like, "What's up, guys?" Anyways, you get to see that. Anyways, you get to see other people and how they start their videos. And then at the end of the video, Cade and Tristan try to catch all of them in a room by telling people that they're followers in the room. Then they close it up and they catch them all. And at the end of the video, he thanks Cade and then ends the video. Alright guys, episode 18. In this episode, not much happens. They go back to the insane asylum again, except this time with the Martinez twins. All he does really is go to the Team 10 house, tell everyone about it, and they get scared, more scared this time, and one of his friends end up pranking the Martinez twins with like screams on his phone. They end up getting scared, then they leave the insane asylum. Not much happens in this episode, and yeah, that's episode 18. Alright guys, and this is the season finale of season 1, episode 19, titled Legos Slip and Slide. Anyways, in this episode, Tristan and Alex go over to the Team 10 house and find out that Jake Paul has built a giant wooden slide in his backyard going into the pool. So at first they mess around in the slide a little bit. Tristan ends up jumping from the slide to the trampoline. Alex tells him not to, but he still does it. They talk to Chad for a little bit. He's in this video. He's also showed up in episode 11, I think it was, called We Have Big News, where he introduces merch. That was Chad's first episode, I forgot to mention. Also, some more characters that show up in this was Megan, the assistant. If y'all remember that giant controversy with her and the Team 10 house. Max, and I think this is his only episode because he quit shortly after joining Team 10. And Nathan, who becomes a very important character way later on down the line. But anyways, after a while messing around on the slide, they end up deciding to put Legos on it and going down it. And I think Tristan and Max go down with the Legos on it and end up start bleeding. and after a while messing around on the slide, they end up going to the movies, hanging out, and that is the end of episode 19. And that is the end of season 1. So now I'm going to rank all of the episodes from 1 to 19. So yeah, let's do it. Alright guys, so for the worst episode of the series, in last place is We Have Exciting News, because I mean all it really is just him telling us about his merch and then him showing off his merch the entire episode. So it's really not that interesting, so that's going to go in last place. Alright guys, so next up in 18th place is episode 4, Dirty Dancing with Tessa Brooks. Again, it's just, I mean, it's not that interesting. All he does is learn how to dance for like 2 seconds, and the whole rest of the episode is just a montage of them dancing in different places or doing different dances. It's really not that interesting, so yeah, it's going to 18th. Alright, next episode. Alright guys, so in number 17th place is going to be number 16, titled We Broke Into a Famous Haunted House. Not that interesting, you know, it's kind of interesting them going there, and that's pretty much it, because the rest of the episode they read like a hook thing about some scary candy man. It's not that scary, and it's just a sponsor, so you know, not that interesting. Alright guys, so in 16th place is vlog 9, Stranded on an Island with My Ex-Girlfriend. It's not that interesting, you know, all they really do is do a photo shoot and go to Miami. Also, there's a few funny jokes in there, but you know, just a few. And there's no main characters in it except Tristan, and I would say his ex-girlfriend's the main character, except I don't think she shows up again, so you know, so yeah, it's not that interesting. Next episode. Alright guys, in 15th place is vlog number 8, What Happens in Coachella Stays in Coachella. This one's alright. It's got a few funny parts. It's got that cameo from the Logan Paul show. Mark, he's in it. And there's a few interesting stuff that happens there. So this is a solid episode. So it's going to number 15. Alright guys, number 14 is episode 12, How to Be Famous. Again, this one's just alright. It's funny, it's good, they do a lot of stuff in it. It's not too interesting though, like, it doesn't keep my attention that much. It's a little long, but yeah, this episode's alright, so it's going to number 14. Next episode. Alright guys, in place number 13 is the second Insane Asylum episode. It's, you know, it's alright. It's not as good as the first, probably. It has less people in it, and you know, it's not that scary. There's nothing really interesting that happens in the Insane Asylum, so it's just alright. Alright guys, in 12th place is the first Insane Asylum episode. This one's again alright. I think more interesting stuff happens, and they have the thrill of sneaking in, and you see the security looking for them. It's kind of cool. So yeah, this episode's going in number 12. Next episode. Alright guys, number 11 is the Lego Slip and Slide. This episode is pretty good. There's a bunch of cool stuff that happens. A bunch of characters are in this one. And yeah, it's just a good idea. So yeah, next episode. Alright guys, number 10 is the very first vlog. Number 1 is this a vlog. And this one's pretty good at setting up the characters and setting up all the different things in this place, you know, in this vlog. And yeah, it's just pretty solid, and they do a lot of interesting stuff in it. Next episode. Alright, in 9th place is Setting Jake's Room on Fire. This is a pretty good prank, and it actually works out and actually pranks Jake. And yeah, the reaction is pretty funny, and you also get a lot of characters in this episode, and it's just pretty good, with good visual effects too. Alright guys, in 8th place is vlog 17, the Safari episode. This one's pretty funny, and just seeing everyone being filmed as they vlog is pretty funny. And it's just a good episode with a lot of good jokes. Alright, next episode. Alright guys, in 7th place is episode 6, Surprising Tessa for her birthday. It's just a good episode, wholesome, you know. He just surprises Tessa for her birthday, and it's real short, easy to watch. And yeah, it's in 7th place, so let's go to the next one. Alright guys, in 6th place is Alien Scare, where he scares all of Teen Tim with the alien makeup. That one's pretty funny. He scares a lot of people. And yeah, it's just a good episode. To the next episode. Alright guys, in 5th place is the rat trap episode where he tries to prank Cade back with a bunch of rat traps in front of his desk. It's a pretty funny episode with a good punchline, and it's got a bunch of characters in it and new ones that are introduced in that episode, so it's pretty good. It's also one of the first, so yeah, give it a watch. Next episode. Alright guys, in 4th place is the 2nd episode, Getting Handcuffed to Jake Paul. It's just pretty funny the whole time because Jake Paul's miserable being handcuffed, and Tristan is also kind of miserable but also upbeat the whole time. And it's just pretty funny trying to see them get out of the handcuffs and also trying to build furniture while in handcuffs. And yeah, go watch it. Next episode. In 3rd place is ziplining to a beach with Kenny in it. And what they do is they zipline to a beach. It's pretty interesting. They kind of build a whole story around it. And it introduces a bunch, one new character, which will be important in the 2nd season. But anyways, yeah, it's a pretty good one, and I would suggest watching it. Alright, next episode. Alright guys, so anyways, in 2nd place is vlog 14, Stealing Chance and Anthony's Remotes. This one's really funny. You know, it's got a lot of jokes in it, and it's just funny to see them interact, and it's got a good plot and everything, and it's pretty good, yeah. And I would suggest go watching it. Anyways, now to the final episode. Let's see what it is. Right guys, and the best episode of this season was episode 15, Chance Cheated on Tessa. And the reason I think this one is the best is because it's got a really good idea, I think. Because I just think it's a really cool idea of disguising yourselves and then going to interact with their fans. It was pretty cool, and it was pretty funny to see everyone else's reactions when they saw the makeup on them. And it's just a good episode, and I would highly suggest watching it. Anyways, with that being said, now we can move on to season 2 of Tristan Tales. So let's see what it's all about. Alright guys, before we go to season 2, I forgot to mention, I want to talk about some stuff I forgot to mention while we were discussing season 1. Some things I forgot to talk about was his catchphrase. He always says at the end of each video, which is "stay dizzy." And to this day, I still don't know what it means. I don't know if he's talking about actual like dizziness, like if you spin around, or if it's slang for something else. I really don't know. So comment down below if you know. But anyways, let's see. Another thing in episode 2, I don't know if I mentioned this. 3. In episode 3 brings up a bunch of rat traps to prank Cade, and he says he's never going to use them again, but he will be using those a lot more in future seasons. And I think all the characters in this season you will see again in the next season, except for Alyssa Violet and Max. Those two I don't think will come back, sadly. And anything else? I do want to say that sadly I cannot make it to season 2 today. I will be making a video about season 2 and the rest of the seasons, of course. I was going to make a full video about everything, but I decided not to because I edit all these on my phone, and my phone does not have enough storage to make it just one long video, because this is already a long video. So yeah, I'm going to make it in parts instead. So this is season 1, and I'll make a different video next time on season 2, then season 3, then season 4, and so on. And keep watching, guys. Please subscribe, because I worked very hard on these videos, and it took me a while to edit and make these. So please subscribe, and please like the video. And keep watching, because it's going to get interesting from here on out. So yeah, with that said, I'll see y'all next time. This is Movie Mouth.